MsGood here, and today we're back with another episode of Untold Tales. We're back here with leopard spots in River Clan, and I fixed the title for the last video. Everything in the episode was not a dream. The reason I originally put that is because I thought it was, because, well, right when I stopped recording, it immediately, the cat died. Just like that. It was over, and it was like, really? So, my reputation is gone. Other than that, it's still Leafall and things like that. So, yes, it's not really all a dream. There's one thing that is a dream. Please don't tell me. Please tell me. You still must complete 10 battle quests, even though I already completed like 10 battle quests. So, that's a little, like, let's go for gorge, and also, as you may be able to see, no more killing bite, no more any of that. Leopard Spots has settled herself a little bit, maybe just not fighting constantly. But then she thought to herself after thinking that, nah, it's River Clan's territory. Straight up there. See? All those ring cats there. I'm surprised how much. The plans weren't smart enough to understand anything. So Leopard Spots ran straight back to her camp. She ran there and ran there. Over to Cold Fur. What is it today? Leopard Spots asked. It's the gorge again. Cold Fur meowed. So Leopard Spots once again went straight to the gorge. Right up to the gorge. The gorge is ready to fight Wind Clan. When she looked and turned the corner, and she went back to her camp. She went all the way there. Then she thought about maybe she could make the dens a little more comfortable than ever. So while waiting for it to be her good time, she gathered up some moss. Gathered up as much moss as she could. She gathered up lots of moss. She gathered up a lot of moss. So first, she went to the nursery. Gave the kids a little bit of gave all the kids nests. And she went to her own den to sleep. The nursery as comfortable as possible. She tried to do more calm things like help the nursery and help other clan cats instead of just going straight for killing every single cat in her territory. So it's not always gonna work like that. She's got to take a break from that eventually. She kept scratching at that tree for moss. There was only one thing she was harming, the tree. She tried to make the nursery. She definitely was going to add moss to the nursery first. So once she got 9 pieces of moss, she went up and added moss to the nursery. Being finished, she went up to the other little den in the corner and added up some moss over there. She placed down the moss one by one. she made the den, well, comfortable. And next, she would make the leader's den more comfortable. She went straight for getting moss from the tree. It was the best sorts of moss, since it was right there. Gathered up as much moss as she possibly could. 3 more pieces of moss. And then she would have too much moss in her mouth. And then she wouldn't be able to get any more for that. So she'd have to make a second trip if 9 pieces of moss wasn't enough to cover up the leader's den, which she was pretty sure it wasn't going to be enough. First she made the entrance of moss, and then here's a nest, and then she added up. And once again, not being enough moss, she went straight for the tree. She thought she should decorate her camp very nicely. And make the dens very comfortable for her fellow clanmates. And that was what she was going to do today. Just collect up moss and decorate the camp. And try to make herself better than she was before, even though she thought she was the best cat in her clan. Collecting up even more, scratched and scratched, noticing she needed to get up a drink, so she went up to the river after collecting the moss and went back to the tree and scratched at it even more. Kept going and scratching at the tree. Kept scratching and scratching and scratching and scratching and scratching and scratching. She was pretty sure that tree had enough moss to last forever. She carried her 9 moss back to the leader's den. And completely filled it up. Filled up the leader's den. Leader's den looks pretty good, she thought, as she ran back to that tree that has too much moss for her to even handle. She collected up as fast as she could. She collected up more moss. Moss is always a pretty good decoration and some great bedding for all the clans. She went back to collecting out moss from the tree. Up as much as she possibly could. It wasn't. She kept collecting and collecting until her jaws were once again full with moss. She kept collecting and collecting. That tree barely had any bark left on it, but it was full of moss. Like it had unlimited moss on it. Like the moss would never ever run out. There was one more piece of moss she needed. So scratched and scratched and finally got the moss and was ready to decorate the neck. For now she just, since some cats didn't have much of a den, she could just give each cat that wasn't in a den just a little moss bed. The gathering! Clear star, clear star. I just noticed that. So she placed down moss for all the clan cats. Don't drink from her moss. But I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that, Papa. I'm gonna decorate. She thought she would lion den next. Since it was really the only other den in the camp besides her own. Then she forgot. And then she forgot cold furs moss. She forgot cold furs moss? She remembered she forgot cold furs moss. And for a second she thought, oh yeah, he sleeps with frog talent. Then, since the cat she was, she dropped a piece of moss under cold fur. Thinking she remembered there's like pretty much no more moss on that tree. So she went up to the next closest tree to camp and scratched and looked for more moss. She collected up as much moss as she could, like she always did. And so she had a pretty good amount of moss. So she went back to the medicine den. Since the medicine den was full, she went over to give both of the guards a nest. She went off to sleep, ready for the morning, ready to scratch the trees to decorate the camp. She went up and scratched the tree through. And scratched and scratched and scratched the tree, trying to get another piece of moss. More moss. The next spot she decorate would be the fresh kill pile. After every single cat had a nest. Then she gave the last warrior that didn't have a nest, went over to the fresh kill pile to start using moss to make sure the fresh kill pile's food were laying on rocks, and so they'd be more clean and poor. She was ready to collect up even more moss. I'm sorry there's a lot of background noise because I'm constantly playing. She went and collected up more and more and more moss. She kept collecting and collecting and collecting. But she had a pretty good amount so far, so she got to the fresh kill pile to put a piece of moss. The moss that she had for the moment. She needed one more piece of moss, and then the fresh kill pile would be done. She accidentally took away Goldfur's nest, so she immediately placed it back. She noticed the fresh kill pile's moss was done. She wasn't sure what she wanted to do next, and then she thought maybe she could use some moss for the entrance to camp. But before thinking, she went over and got some water. Then she immediately went back to collect that moss. Collected up as much. She collected. For the moment, she really only needed 3 pieces. And so being hungry, she immediately ran as fast as she could over to the thresh ear, ate some prey, and then as fast as she could, she went to get a drink of water. But then she to get some moss. But wait. Can you get in through there? Let's see if there's anywhere you can get in through the barrier. Because that was weird. You could get in through there. It looks like you can almost get in through there. I'm not doing the storyline right now. I'm just gonna go and see if we can get out there. No, you can't. That is so weird. It's a weird hole. Right there. So, leopard spots. But next you could go out and collect herbs for the medicine cat. You know, to put mostly to decorate the medicine bag. She went straight for the inside of the gorge. Because inside of the gorge, you probably could have some comfrey. Because it's really the only place where comfrey came from. She looked up and saw a piece of comfrey. She got frustrated for a moment, knowing that it wasn't where she could get it at the exact time. She kept going to get some more comfrey. She got as much comfrey she could from the gorge. She had 2 pieces of comfrey. Comfrey. And she looked around and thought she would bring her current herbs back to camp when she remembered Wingland territory was close. And feverfew grew there, so she immediately went up there. On the way, when she looked for feverfew, she saw a bit of bird feathers. Not even thinking about why bird feathers were in a place where no birds were. She went to collect more feverfew. Then she noticed, hey, another piece of feverfew's over here. Probably just hidden in the grass. She meowed, almost silently, so no cat could hear her. Next, she decided maybe horsetail would do. And she noticed duck carrying place. And it had 2 fresh mice for her to collect. And she thought, her mind completely blew her away, and she completely forgot if she went to the moonstone already. Not remembering, she went up to the moonstone. She remembered going, and she suddenly remembered, oh yeah, I did go there, since she saw the immediate sense of shiny things. Immediately, she raced back to camp, herbs in her mouth. She went back to camp, and she noticed, hey, another piece of feverfew. And in the place where there's almost no water, she ran back to camp, being a pretty full-mouthed, thirsty cat. And she placed down everything that she was holding to get a drink of water. Got a drink of water, and she collected up her stuff to bring back to camp. She ran back to camp. She would starve because she was a cat that wouldn't want to eat outside her cave, so she would get a little more reputation. If she'd keep more reputation than if she'd outside her. Then she went over, and she thought, where would she found where the herbs. She found where the medicine cat stored the herbs and placed them there to keep. And she thought maybe they'd want a little. And she remembered, oh yeah, they actually keep them at their den. She placed the feverfew and comfrey in the corner. And went to her den to sleep. And I I think we're going to end this episode here, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone.